Hey, Frank, so these 3 wins have come by at 50-plus points in what was thought to be one of the tougher road trips of the season. I know you're more of a game-to-game coach, but what do you feel about the trip and the position that puts you in?
I'm just impressed with our guys' level of energy and focus, and to play on the road the way we played has been just impressive to me. Guys are locked in. We didn't have shoot around where the rest preparation or work balance is always a tricky one. And with 3 games in 4 nights, we didn't have a shoot around, and asked our guys to really lock in on a film session. To have the game plan in place just mentally off of film. And the Denver game we did that, this game we did that, and you guys performed at a high level. So I couldn't be more happy with what we're doing on the road.
LeBron and AD seem to have such a strong connection. Do you think that filters down to the rest of the team and helps the whole team cohesion?
Absolutely. Those guys set the tone in a lot of ways, but their cohesiveness together with the two of them is a big part of the overall team's chemistry, right? And the positive energy and the togetherness we're trying to build. Again, we have a new group. We're still trying to learn each other. Far from a finished product, but definitely off to a good start.
Just anything on Rondo? I know at halftime you said that had some hamstring tightness.
Yeah, he had a left hamstring strain, and will be reevaluated tomorrow, considered day to day.
What have you made of his play the last couple of weeks?
He's been exceptional. He's I don't know, just given us a great boost. The reason I think that we went from playing a lot of close games to really separating ourselves in a lot of these games is because of his play off the bench. And just him and LeBron playing together this year far better than they did last year, is a really positive sign for our team.
You mentioned the energy. What did Anthony Davis's energy do for you tonight? 15 points in the first quarter to allow you guys to get a momentum going.
He's just a beast. It's not just his energy; it's his production. Just getting it done on both ends of the floor, dominating defensively with strips and blocks and containment and defensive rebounding and rim protection, all those things, and then being able to play through the post, shooting threes, rolling to the basket, handling on the break. He's really doing it all, and obviously a big part of our win.
Yeah, 11 in a row on the road, 11-0 away from Staples Center. Their only loss coming on opening night, that was at Staples Center. They were the road team to the Clippers. I want to talk about AD first in his dominant performance. Through 3 quarters, guys, he had 39 points. That's where he finished. But he also had 9 boards. He had 3 blocks. He had 2 steals. And Fish doing it on both ends of the floor. You're talking about Rudy Gobert, Jokic, Whiteside, getting switched out onto guards, McCollum, Murray throughout this road trip, showing that he is 100% right now the best defensive player in the league. But offensively, he's unstoppable, and he's feeling it from all over the floor.
Yeah, he just looks really comfortable. And as great as he is, it's still, this is a transition. New team, new teammates, playing in a big market, a lot more, kind of scrutiny day to day. And it all feels really easy and fluid for AD. I think what James mentioned earlier about the time spent in the offseason, where they really were able to have some conversations and start to build some chemistry and camaraderie before the season started, I do believe that's playing, a factor. But the one thing that just keeps coming to mind for me is these guys seem to just have a common shared vision of what kind of team they want to be. And everybody is holding themselves to that standard, and that's what's allowing them even early in this season to really play at a high level.
Yeah, it's a great point, Fish. And we talked a lot about the defense in these first 2 games on this trip. When you hold Denver to 96 in Denver, you hold Utah to 96 in Utah. Those are special things this team is doing. Tonight was all about the offense. And by the way, on this 3-game trip, the Lakers averaged 121 points. So, this is scary for the rest of the NBA when you have a team that can do these things defensively and then crank it up on the offensive end. And by the way, this 11-game road streak, longest for the Lakers since 1971-72. So pretty impressive stuff right now.
Yeah, really amazing. And when you think about LeBron and AD, and, when you're out on the road and you're playing a really good team, and we talked about at halftime, they're playing these incredible first halves. Okay, Portland's going to come out throwing haymakers in that third quarter. Well, LeBron and AD, they end that. LeBron goes for what? 12, 14 in the first 5.5 minutes of that quarter. They combined for 27 of the 33, and that's ball game, Fish.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about this the other day, how we had become accustomed to the belief that you need 3, 4 all-stars and, you know, all NBA guys just to have a chance to win a championship in this new modern NBA. And I think that LeBron and AD are proving again that it's not how many of all NBA guys you have, it's the right ones. And these two guys are really committed to playing basketball the right way. And when your best players are willing passers, committed on the defensive end, sharing the spotlight, speaking highly of their teammates, playing hard on defense, the positive energy you're seeing from the top of the roster to the bottom of the roster, everybody's together, and the coaching staff deserves a lot of credit as well.
It's a good virus to have. That's the kind of virus you want to have when you have your two leaders. And obviously it's contagious because you take a young player like Kuzma who's starting to understand by witnessing what he's seeing on a daily basis with these veteran players. Not only LeBron and Davis, but, you know, guys like Green and Dudley who've been there. So it's contagious. And, you know, it's almost like, you know, you're getting picked on outside and you're like, wait a minute, I'm going to get my big brother. And you go get LeBron and AD, you come back and you clean all that up. So it's a good backup to have, and you can see that the rest of the team are totally enrolled into what's going on with this team.
All right, LeBron, I want to get to the little shout out to Cruz there. I want to get to the dominant road trip in a second, but first, wasn't guaranteed you were going to see Melo again on the court. I know it's all about brotherhood and off the court, but just what was it like having that moment with him tonight?
I mean, we got so much history. I mean, it's been my brother for a long time, since like 2001, and just to see, you know, him get another opportunity at what he loves to do. Much respect to the Portland Trailblazers, and you know, the utmost respect to him by just staying ready and staying professional, and he's just making the most of his opportunity.
All right, now at Denver, at Utah, at Portland, that's 3 of the tougher buildings to play in on one trip. LeBron, what does that just give you guys moving forward to build on the momentum you started the season with?
I mean, we don't know what it gives us moving forward, but we know what it gives us right now. And it's great to lock in on the trip and be able to take care of business. Win, lose, or draw, we wanted to play Laker basketball on this road trip, and we was able to exceed that. You know, and play well in 3 of the, like you said, tougher buildings in this league. So it's a good road trip for us.
What's been the key to the cohesion that seems to have come so fast with you and AD and then just spreading out to the team at large?
It's just the respect and understanding between the two of us. And we hold each other, you know, accountable every game. And, you know, when it starts with us, it trickles down to everybody else on the team. So we all buy in. You know, once our teammates see, you know, how we sacrifice for the team, how much we buy into what Coach Vogel and the coaching staff want to do, and how much we hold each other accountable, you know, everything else trickles down to the rest of the guys.
Thanks, LeBron.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys, LeBron James, after yet another dominant win for the Lakers, 11 in a row on the road. Frank, if we could start with a health update. How was the cold? Has that moved through the team yet?
I've not gotten any update on it. I believe everybody's past it. It's not on any, and it's not a concern about anybody missing any time or needing to watch anyone.
What if you could almost isolate one thing? What about this team has allowed you to have all the success on the road with the 10 straight wins in different environments?
Well, I just think we're a good team. You know, when we commit to trusting the pass offensively, to running the floor, to defending at a high level, you know, we have talent around, you know, in regard to our superstars, but we have role players that are starring in their roles, and you know, I don't know if that's why we're winning on the road. It's just why we're winning, you know, and we've got a confident group. They're very motivated to do something special this year, and we're off to a good start, but that's all it is right now, is a good start.
What have you noticed from Portland the last week or two as they've been playing better basketball, at least from appearances?
Well, the first thing I noticed is, you know, they have a couple bad losses, but their schedule's been brutal. You know, they've got 13 losses, and I think 10 of them are against teams with winning records. You know, they had a lot of turnover with their roster around their 2 main guys, and you know, when you have that and you get hit with a hard early schedule, you could see, like, I can see why they struggle a little bit early. But teams like that have great continuity, a great system, a great coaching staff, you know they're going to find some footing and get it rolling at some point. And I do think the addition of Carmelo has sort of changed their energy a little bit. He's come in and played really well for them and given them a big boost.
You've been in the league for a while and you've seen stars come and go, and maybe we don't realize how unique of a situation this is. We're still talking about LeBron James versus Carmelo Anthony in 2019. What do you think about that matchup that's still going?
I think it's great. The two of them are friends, and I got to coach both of them in the All-Star game in 2014, I think it was. It's always good to see guys that that are have such decorated careers that came into the league together. That have become friends. Have an opportunity to compete for a game that matters, and it should be a fun environment.
Coming into this road trip, did you look at it as what kind of test did you look at the road trip as a whole as?
Well, I didn't really look at this trip per se as much as I did just the month of December. The month of December was just filled with road games against teams with winning records, or teams that were playoff teams last year. And this team was in the conference finals last year. And, it seems like we're facing that every night. So it's just a little bit of a litmus test about, where we are as a team. We know we had success against teams with lesser records, and, we're off to a good start against some of the better teams as well.
You talked about the Blazers, their roster turnover. You dealt with that yourself, obviously. Can you detail the challenges that come with getting a team on the same page early with so many new faces?
Yeah, it's just, rhythm and timing, it takes time. Guys got to learn each other. They got to learn what the new coach is asking of them. The new coach has to learn the player's strengths and weaknesses and how the parts fit together. And it is just something that takes time. You play against certain teams. We played Denver the other night. They had their whole starting five back, most of their bench back, coaching staff back, system back, and you have to play against their cohesiveness with the continuity bump that they get, and it's a big challenge. Something that Portland, the Trailblazers have gone through a little bit early, but I believe they're going to, they've already started to right the ship a little bit, and again, when the season's over, I think they'll be one of the top teams in the West.